Thinking about a master's degree in real estate or even an MBA, but not sure if it's the right move for you? If so, stick around because we're going to break down the pros and cons of real estate master's degrees and what makes sense for you. For first dibs on all new real estate financial modeling and career training videos, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to be notified every time we release a new video. So choosing whether to go to graduate school is a huge decision, regardless if you're in the real estate investment industry or not. But for some career paths, it makes a lot of sense, and for other career paths, not as much. So if you find yourself thinking about it but can't really decide, by the end of this video, you'll know the positives and the negatives of a graduate degree as a real estate investment professional and how to choose your path based on your experience and your goals. Now, I want to start this video off by saying that my students have landed top-tier real estate investment jobs at companies like Brookfield, Starwood Capital Group, HFF, LaSalle Investment Management, and many others, and some have graduate degrees and some do not. So it's absolutely not a prerequisite to get where you want to go in the real estate investment industry. That said, depending on your experience, it can be helpful for you based on your goals, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So that said, let's go through the different options and break down the pros and cons of each. So first, let's start out with full-time MBA programs. And let's start with the pros of going this route. So in a full-time MBA program, you have an abundance of time and resources to figure out exactly what you want to do in your career, real estate related or not. So if you're feeling stuck in your career and looking to pivot industries and you want to explore what options are out there, a full-time MBA will absolutely allow you to do that. If you're thinking real estate is your thing, but you're also thinking maybe investment banking, general private equity, or marketing might be for you, a full-time MBA is a great opportunity to explore those things. Now, a big benefit of the MBA will be the relationships that you make with your classmates, but some of the most valuable relationships you'll make in your program will be with alumni and other professionals in your industry that are actively involved with the school. So for example, this is the route that I went. I did my full-time MBA at UC Irvine, and the school was conveniently located really in the heart of Orange County, California, which is loaded with top-tier real estate investment firms. So many alumni from my program stayed in Orange County for work and were able and willing to meet for informational interviews to help me really navigate my career. Now, on top of that, many executives in the community that didn't even attend UC Irvine wanted to give back and were volunteer mentors and donors to the program. And for me, this was one of the most valuable parts of the experience. So not only was I able to learn from these people, but these people would end up helping me find jobs, connecting me with people that I needed to be connected with, and ultimately really advance my career. So now let's move on to cons. And number one is if you're thinking that the academic curriculum in your MBA program is going to prepare you for what you need to do in a real estate investment analyst or associate role, you're probably going to end up pretty disappointed. So MBA programs are meant to give you a general business education and build your network. So even if you specialize in real estate and finance, you'll likely only be taking a handful of courses that will generally be more academic rather than practical in most cases. Now, another thing to think about is the cost of attending the program. So not just the tuition itself, but also the opportunity cost of not working for a full 2 years. There can be a lot of benefit from a compensation perspective to get paid more with an MBA, but you will be paying tuition and foregoing income for a full 2 years. Now, a hidden cost here that many people don't take into account is that an MBA curriculum can sometimes actually take away from the time that you have to spend on doing things that will actually make you successful in the real estate investment industry. So I can't tell you how many times I was doing a paper for my HR class or an ethics class, and what I really knew I needed to be doing was building real estate financial models and really learning the real estate investment process. So time is a very finite resource, and it's especially frustrating if you're spending a lot of that time doing things that aren't directly leading you towards your goals. So if you're not totally sure what you want to do after school and you think real estate could be a good play, but you also want to check out other options that you might have and you want to build your network in the process, a full-time MBA could be a great fit for you. Now, if you're already in the business, you already have a real estate investment career going, it may make more sense to stay in the industry for the next 2 years, make money, learn the business, and continue to advance in your existing career. Now, what about a part-time MBA program? So maybe you're not taking time off work and you're not forgoing income in the process. Well, the main pros that I've seen of this is A, you're making money, and B, you can also apply everything that you're learning in school directly to a work situation immediately. So if you learn something in a real estate investment class and you want to implement that into your job, you can absolutely do that. Now, in some real estate firms, having the credentials behind your name is also helpful. And so if you need that stamp of approval to get where you want to go, a part-time MBA could also be a great option. And I've seen many of my peers go that route when the MBA is needed in their specific company. Now, a major downfall of the part-time MBA is that you miss out on a lot of the beneficial networking events that happen in the program. So with full-time students, they generally have days open and days free, so they can go to an event at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, whereas it's a lot harder for someone that's working and going to school at the same time to get out of work at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday to go to an event. So with so much of the value coming from the network that you build and much of that potentially being stripped away from you in a part-time program, that may be a tough pill to swallow for people who want to build their network in the real estate field. So finally, what about a master's in real estate? Well, one of the main pros of a master's in real estate is that this will generally have a much shorter time frame than an MBA program. So many times you can do these programs in a year if you're doing it full-time, or about 18 months if you're doing it part-time. Now, the main benefit of these programs is that everything you're doing is directly applicable to real estate. So if you know you want to be in the business, the speakers your school will bring in, the companies your school will connect you with, the resume help you'll get, and the curriculum you'll work through are all focused on getting you into your desired real estate investment role after graduation, and that's a really, really valuable thing. Now, as far as cons are concerned, as with any graduate degree, you may find yourself doing some work that's relatively academic and not necessarily as real life as working on live deals. And there's also fewer of these programs available, so you may find yourself in a city you don't necessarily want to end up in. Now, real estate is a relationship business, and your best chance of success in a graduate program is landing a job in the community you're going to school in. So if you get into MIT's Masters in Real Estate Development program, but you want to work in San Francisco after graduation, you're going to have a much harder time landing the job you want than a classmate of yours that's looking to land a job in Boston. Now, speaking of MIT's master's program, tuition for the 2018-2019 academic year was $75,000. So again, a master's in real estate isn't necessarily a cheap option, and if you go with the full-time option, you're also foregoing a year of income when taking this route as well. So if you know you want to be in the real estate investment field, you know that a graduate degree is required to get to where you want to go, and you're okay with spending the tuition money and taking a year off work in order to get that program done, the master's in real estate could be a great option for you. Now, what is the bottom line here? Well, in my experience, a master's degree or graduate degree in real estate is absolutely not necessary. It can be helpful in advancing your career, and in some companies, it could help you increase your compensation. But at the end of the day, real estate investment firms really want to know what you can do to help them, and having credentials after your name isn't necessarily going to be indicative of what you can actually do for the company. Now, as far as what you can actually do for the company, regardless of which educational path you take, you want to make sure that you're learning real estate financial modeling and deal analysis. That's going to be key to being valuable and landing the investment job that you're looking for out of school, or if you decide to bypass a graduate degree. Now, if you're breaking into the industry for the first time, or you're looking to advance your existing career, I've put together a free 3-part real estate financial modeling crash course, and you can grab that in the link in the description below. And that's really going to help you get familiar with real estate financial modeling in general and how real estate financial models are built, so you can be extremely valuable to an employer from day one, whether you have a graduate degree in real estate or not. So I hope that was helpful. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button to let me know, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone who might find this helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.